Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and first thing first, for all of you who liked my cat meowing in the video, that's no longer gonna happen. Unfortunately, he passed away a couple of days ago due to the kidney failure. We were fighting for him, but the vet told us that there was nothing that can be done. So it's a very kind of sombering message, but yeah, I wanted to put it out there. I'm devastated, but for me the best therapy is to just get myself into the hobby and build something. Yeah, so let's just build something today, and today we're gonna be working on those two cars. Yeah, so we have this I think it is a Fiat or something, Fiat 500 custom, and we have this what is the name of this one? TMG. I don't know. It's telling me it is made in Malaysia by Mattel. Yeah, but yeah, this is a custom as well. So we have those two cars. Yeah, and I know you're probably sick and tired of the stackers, but I was just thinking, what? Just allow it to go into your mind. Yeah, what if we do this? Just get rid of the wheels. Yeah, would that work? Would that look good? Would it be a cool car? And can we paint it in the candy colors? Like, I don't really have a candy colors per se, which kind of sucks. Yeah, but I will do my best to make it, in this, maybe kind of pastel green or blue or whatever. Yeah, I got so inspired by other videos, with this kind of Fallout style, that I will try. I'm probably gonna fail miserably, but I will still try. Now let's just get on the table. Yeah, and we're gonna call this one, kitten drinking in Valhalla, probably, just to memorize Ron. So this is gonna be Ron. So for this project we're gonna need to remove those wheels, and as well I'm thinking this entire part in here as well, and of course the back wheels. In here, after we remove the wheels, we're gonna have to look at this windshield, because I'm not really 100% sure if it's not gonna be in the way. Yeah, so let's start with that front wheel, and we're gonna use my new favorite toy. Well, I'm saying that it's my favorite toy, but it is really handy for those big fast cuts. Yeah, well, you have to be careful with all of the flying bits if you're gonna be over eager with it, but I'm gonna be honest, I have no problems so far. Yep, and you can see that this cleared up that piece very quickly. Yeah, and we need to cut out the back wheel. Let's see if that axle gonna be any problem for those shears. Of course, if I'm gonna fit it there. Oh, the axle is a problem. Wow, I'm in shock. Nope, it wasn't, just bent a little bit. And we have the back wheels out. Now, when you look at that, you can see that windshield is causing trouble. It's lifting the front of the car. Of course, we're gonna have to... Oh, there's nothing to really sand in here, even looking at that. Huh. No matter how I approach it through this, doesn't gonna work. So just cleaning this up a little bit more. But I think that just by looking at that, you have the idea of what I want to do in here. Yeah, just two very curvy cars. You would think that there might be an issue with stacking them together, but I don't really think that there's gonna be any. Yeah, that windshield, of course I could drill the entire car and remove that piece of plastic, but I don't really see a point. My concern is actually color right now, because I was watching the videos of the guys doing the Diecast Mafia challenge, the big rig, and some of those you know, cars in that candy, you know, like pastel colors. They just look so lovely. Yeah, so now, how far along? Because if I don't gonna cover this, there's gonna be a big gap. And I'm just thinking, you know, do I want to push it forward? No, I don't. So I would like to keep it like that. Yeah? So it's like a backwards. We can put the support straws in here and maybe throw some sort of exhaust pipes. So first we need to cover this, and for that we have plastic art. Yeah, it doesn't have to be fancy as long as it works. Actually, the other good idea that I got through those videos, yeah, is actually using see-through plastic. I'm gonna be honest, I never thought about that. Never occurred to me. Yeah. Oh, this one gonna be big enough. I can use the curvy part in front. I need to sand this down a little bit. Let me just grab some 80 grit sanding stick. I got an entire bag of them a couple of months ago. Yeah, this is not gonna be easy, but you know, the shears definitely not gonna get in. And if we use something smaller, yeah, let's just see how much does it obstruct the thing. If I can, actually, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I can feel it definitely. Yeah, let's give it a little bit more sanding. If I can flatten it, it would be nice. Yeah, so this was what? Like the head protector, so you don't gonna get a backlash, I guess. Yeah, like I don't have any sandpaper of that big grit anymore. Well, at least not anywhere that I know of, so we're gonna have to do that. I'm gonna be back after I sand this, and I'm gonna cut this to the size. Okay, so I spent like half an hour trying to get rid of that hump. It's still slightly visible if you look from this angle, yeah? But yeah, and then from that circle I cut out this piece. That's gonna go over the top here and just body against that little bit of that hump that is still there. So let's try to attach this. I just got a new super glue, so yoo-hoo, and let's hope for the best. Expect gluing my fingers to it. No, please, 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 please don't be difficult. All right, so we have the base to put this one on, and I want to, basically what I want this front flap to be openable, so I will place it on top of it. Let me just see if we need to maybe give this a little bit of sanding. And I'm just looking at that and I'm thinking that maybe we can cover it with a little bit of plastic art. Let's just see if those circles gonna be perfect size. All right, so not really, you know, rocket science, but you just grab one of those hole punches. They are on Amazon for like a tenner, yeah, and I can cut 2 circles out of it. Now I have 2 circles with my thingy, and I can just put them in and mask those holes. They don't gonna be fully masked, but it's gonna look like a patch job, which I want. Yeah, so let's just do a little bit more of a cleanup of this. And of course, everyone and their grandmother on the internet gonna tell you to don't cut towards yourself, and this is extremely good advice. Yeah, if you can avoid it, please don't cut towards yourself. I'm a risk taker. That was a horrible joke. Yeah, but no, truly, don't try to avoid cutting towards yourself, because having blade embedded in your thumb sucks. It really sucks. Yeah, and believe me, I done it, especially during working with Warhammer miniatures on multiple occasions. Now I learn to don't really pull towards myself. Yeah, even if I have a thumb in my way, I'm actually just moving the model, not the blade. Yeah, if you can see this. Yeah, it helps me avoid those unpleasant situations when I cut into my finger. Yep, so now we have the circles and we can cover that nicely. I think that it's going to be actually a perfect half circle. If not, I can cut new ones. Doesn't really bother me. But yeah, half circles work. So I'm gonna mount it first. This is flat enough. Yeah, it's gonna be mainly here where the glue gonna be doing its job, and in here. So maybe a little bit over here. So no, there is no touching in the front. It's still actually over the hood, but it works. So let's see if it is somewhat straight. It is. I should probably use one of those special nozzles that I have bought, like 200 of them, but I don't even know where they ended up right now. So let's just hope for a little bit of gluing. It's not going very well at this stage. But yeah, I can just, maybe add some super glue over here and add one of those half circles in the meantime when everything is drying. Yeah, so we have one half circle and then the other one on the other side. Again, it's literally, I would just think that they just cut it out of piece of the diamond plating just to cover the old wheel wells when they were building this vehicle. Yeah, because that would protect the engine from being shot at so much. Okay, now I'm thinking, this have one big engine in here. We have those exhaust pipes, which are awesome, but I think that this lower part requires something sticking out of the hood as well. So I chose this little bit. Yeah, it's not a massive size for this. Like I could probably fit 2 of them in the row easily, but I wanted to keep it smaller. Yeah, so we're gonna just plop it in here in the middle, and we're gonna put this on the front. So please be in the middle. Roughly so, I would say. Okay, so this isn't actually very back heavy, surprisingly. Now those wheel wells, we need to think what we're gonna put into them. Yeah? But after this piece of plastic card being attached here, I think that I'm gonna have to do a little bit of trimming because it is sticking out like a sore thumb. So let's try it. Let's try not messing it up. What I'm doing in here, I'm just going along the body of the car itself, just to get rid of this, sticking out feel that I have about this. It's only like that on one side really, but let's try to fix it. not feeling that I'm doing this right. I probably just cut into the thing that I wanted to cover. Okay, let's just put in here and stop myself from messing this all up. So yeah. And it's gonna look like a battle damage. Okay, now let's think, those big wheels that we have from this vehicle. What can we do with them? Yeah? And the small wheels, they really may be useful in the entire build. Huh? Maybe we can just attach them. No, it doesn't. I was thinking about just attaching them, in here and having them like a spurs, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sit on this and think, thanks God I still have a week to finish this build. But I think, we're gonna have to add some sort of a support struts in here to support this, so it's not gonna just fall down. Maybe some sort of a fuel tank. Well, it is a good beginning, so let me just sit on that, and I'm gonna be back, probably in a day or so. So as a very well-known professional procrastinator, I decided to procrastinate at the last minute of the time that I have to build this. But I think that I have ideas. So to fill up this wheel well, I'm gonna actually use a barrel. Well, not like that, although it would look quite weird, yeah. But I'm gonna try to cut out all of that wheel well, hoping that there is no rivet in here. And I might be right, there doesn't seem to be a rivet, so just, cutting everything out of here. And for the weapon, we're gonna use this cluster rocket launcher on the roof, which is gonna nicely cover the roof rack here for us. And then we're gonna do some, gibbons and stuff. And I have very dirty hands because, yeah, I started doing a lot of cleanup today, and yes, I'm still in the process. I already throw out like 4 different bags of gibbons and gribbles and stuff like that I thought that I'm gonna need, but I never used for over a year, so time to clean it up. I don't do that with diecast though, so don't worry about that. I'm not getting that crazy just yet. Yeah, maybe in a couple of years. Oh, yeah, I'm a little bit worried that, when I'm gonna be cutting this out, that I'm gonna crack the car in half, so there might be some repairs necessary soon enough. Yeah, I think that that's actually better just to... Well, it's actually holding. Huh, okay, that's weird. I was thinking that that's gonna be the first thing to pop off straight away. Actually, let's just remove it. It's gonna be easier on me, and then we're gonna glue it back. So, oh wow, that's a hard plastic. Look at that, it bended my nippers. Okay. Well, if the small guns do not help, so let's just try with something much more violent, yeah? It's not easy. It's not easy. Oh. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this entire thing out, and I'm gonna be back because it seems like I'm gonna be struggling with it for the next 20 minutes. To cut this out, I use one of my least favorite tools, which is a jeweler's saw. Yeah, and it actually worked miracle on plastic. Who knew? I didn't. So first of all, we're gonna glue that barrel in here. It's gonna fill up that hole very nicely. Of course, this isn't very nice. Let's try to clean it up at least a little bit. Well, you can see the signs of the saw in here, but yeah, if we're gonna put it like that, I did glue the back in here, that black piece, because it fell off when I cut everything in pieces. Yeah, but this is gonna make a nice fuel tank for this beastie. Yeah? go. Even, you know, when you're using this as a normal car, you can just remove the back wheel and use the barrel as a wheel. Would work. And yeah, this is gonna go on top. Just glue it in. Yep, and now we're gonna have to glue it back on top, which is gonna be a problem. No, not really. Not really. It's gonna work, it's gonna be fine. Completely fine and reasonable. No troubles at all. Not in the slightest. There was actually like a notch from super glue that kind of make it stick into the place where it was before. Yeah, and we have this. It was a lot of cutting, a lot of messing around, but instead of having some sort of a weird scaffolding here, we have that fuel barrel, which actually works much better in my opinion, and it doesn't make it back heavy, so it's nice. Now I'm just thinking maybe we can use some sort of a wiring, like use this to bring the fuel in, and then maybe use like a small wires to connect two engines. It's gonna look fancy, yeah, doesn't really gonna be fancy, but you know, looks fancy, and looks for this thing is half of the game. I'm just looking because I remember I had like a smaller piece of that wire cut. Would it be long enough? I'm wondering, because it's a keyboard wire, it might be inflexible. Let's try it. If it's not gonna work, we're gonna switch it. I can put it in here and then with it in here, but then where would I sunk it to make it look decent? Because you know, with something like this you would need to sunk it in so it actually looks like it belongs, and with this it doesn't bend that much. Okay, idea abandoned. Yeah, we're gonna use what we always use, so it's gonna be a rubber band. Yep. And you know, pink was Ron's favorite color. At least that's what I think, because all of his little gadgets were kind of pinkish. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Let's just clear up the ends here. What did I do with this flamethrower? Oh, I put it on the minimum. Every time that I need a lighter, something goes wrong. It is actually, there is still fuel in here, so I don't know. There we go, one side. There we go. Okay, and now we can just pump it in here. That's gonna be our barrel connection, so I'm just gonna stuff some super glue in here and hopefully it's gonna catch. Yeah, and then we can go and make it go up here, and then we're gonna just stuff it in here. Actually, maybe that's gonna be better just to first stuff it in there. Yeah, that's gonna be the idea. And that super glue on the other side didn't actually take, so yep. Let's give this as a beginning, and I can probably do it on both sides. Yeah, let's do it on both sides, make it symmetrical. I wasn't even thinking about that when I started on this, but why not? I'm already doing crazy stuff to this poor two cars. Yeah, so why not go full crazy cut on it? Yeah, we can leave it as whiskers. I'm gonna be honest, I needed those couple of days of break after Ron passed away, because I was in a very deep depression, and getting anything done was really hard. Yeah, Like everyone always say that losing your pet is, the training for losing your loved ones, and I do agree with it. Yeah, it's just one of the hardest things that I had to go through. Thanks God I'm still, one of those lucky people who have their parents around. Yeah, and I thank God every single day for this, that they are still here. Yeah, because even losing a cat was put me out of order for a couple of days, and I cannot really imagine losing my parents. So yeah, try, food for your thought. Yeah, if you love your parents, tell them that you love them, because when they passed away, it's gonna be a little bit too late. And I actually tell my parents that I love them on every single call that we have, because I know that they don't gonna be here forever. Yeah, but I'm hoping that they're gonna be here as long as possible. And that's the seriousness, of the seriousness with me, because I'm going way too deep into my own brain right now, and that's not good for me. So I have those little wires that I actually excavated from that keyboard. Yeah, I got my old keyboard, unfortunately it died, so I'm just thinking, there are like little holes in here, and I can probably pull those wires in here. Of course, I'm showing this outside of the screen. So there are the little holes in the engine here, and there is like 1, 2, 3 on each side. This one has something, so I'm just thinking maybe I can just, connect them. And I am terrified of this idea, because I know it's not going to be easy, because bending of the wires. So I would have to go like that, and that would be the connection to the engine itself. Yeah, and I'm hoping that that's not too long. So yeah, and then I need to go and so this is my first connection. It is a bit too long, so we're gonna sorry, I'm just trying to finagle this and think how I'm gonna do it. So this is too long. We're gonna cut it to the shortest possible after the bend. Yeah, and then I have to, after about half a mil, bend it this way. Yes, I'm gonna just show this on one wire, because every single one of them gonna be a nightmare to do. And yeah, so we have one bend, then we have another one, and I think that actually cutter is gonna be better at this, because we're gonna need to make a bend like that. Yeah, so that's a place to glue it, and then we're gonna go along this hole, and we're gonna bend it roughly here. That's gonna go upwards. Yeah, sorry, I'm really improvising this, trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it for all of them. Yeah, and then we're gonna need to bend it along the hood. Yeah, so I'm gonna start doing that, and I'm gonna be back after I have all 6 of them connected, and it's gonna look cool, but it's gonna take tremendous amount of time. So as cool as this wire looks, getting more of them around is nigh impossible. So I think that we are actually done with converting this bad boy. I don't really think that it requires any extra armor or anything like that, so I'm just gonna black bomb it, clean a little bit of that super glue first, and then black bomb it. Oh my god, it's just still kind of, sticky. And then we're gonna go to painting, and we're gonna try to paint it in more bright and pastel colors. So that's a new challenge for this year. So let's try it. Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. So because we're gonna be painting this mostly in pastels, well, I'm gonna try to use the prismatic bold as the main color to give a contrast. Purple Alchemy for the fenders, and for the windows magic blue. Yeah, well, I painted it somewhat grayish with different tonations. You can see you know. And of course they're gonna try to grab yellow and paint this in as well in yellow, but first we need to paint the metallic parts. So well, they look the same as the gray ones, you know. So yeah, let's just try to leave a little bit of that black underneath it. So there is not too many metallic parts in this. Yeah, we only have the rocket launcher and the engine blocks, yeah, which well originally were a, what do you call it, chrome, yeah, but that's good enough, you know. Let's leave it as it is. And now we're gonna go for that plasmatic bolt to cover the majority of the body. So those paints really require good stirring, yeah, but then they really cover well, so it's a good thing. Well, cover well, they cover like a speed paint should, yeah. So let's start from this side because I can feel that the other side isn't fully dry yet. And I was completely right that there is still not fully dried paint, but hopefully we don't gonna mess it up too much. No, we wouldn't. We're still gonna need more of that plasmatic bolt because I always put way too little of stuff like that. You can see I pull out the black from underneath the engine block. But as usual with me, I don't really wait for the paint to dry. So we're just gonna slobber some paint in there, and then we're gonna, that's pretty much the smaller body, the lower body done. I only have like a little bit in here, and then we can start painting the upper body. And this is actually very therapeutic, such an easy paint job. Hopefully it's gonna look good in that plasmatic bolt color. I think that brighter undercoat would actually look better with this. But you know, we will see after I'm done with it. And I don't really bother with the back in here, I'm just gonna paint it as everything else. And of course I already have my fingers covered in paint, because you know, I do finger painting apparently on this channel. Welcome to Madai Miniatures, when we do finger painting. And I know that I probably should have painted this orange because, you know, this car gonna be called Ronald in the name of my orange tabby, but yeah, we decided for different colors. I don't know why. Just that was what was, you know, rattling around in my head when I decided the colors. But I think with that purple alchemy, well, it's gonna be a little bit pinkish, but not really orangey. But we'll see. We'll see. So what we are painting in purple alchemy? We are painting all of those spoilers and this spoiler in the back. So yeah. Now this is gonna be a hard grip. Let me see if I have a good idea for some sort of a. That's not a bad idea. That actually works. And gonna stop me from putting my fingers all over this car while I'm painting it. Well, that is actually a very, like, I tried purple alchemy before, but every single time it actually turned out more pink than purple. And this time around it's actually turning out purple properly, and I love it. So yeah, no complaints here. At least not thus far. you know, I have camera so close to the desk for the first time in a while, but it's kind of crazy to see the details that I can actually make with this camera. Okay. Believe me, this is the most awkward angle that I ever painted anything in. Okay. That purple alchemy is working miracles here. I like it. Well, there's still a lot left, but yeah. Now, we need that. Oh no, I'm gonna be painting the rest of it. Yeah. Sorry, my brain skipped over that when I wanted to paint that spoiler in the purple alchemy as well. I need a drink. I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, sorry, I'm still kind of struggling with the flu. I had the flu in January and it is still bothering me somewhat fiercely. So just use up that rest of the purple alchemy on those spoilers. It's gonna turn out that I didn't put enough of it on the palette because that's what I always do. No, maybe. Yeah, the thing with the speed paints is just the amount you're using of them is kind of scary. And they are not that cheap by themselves, so yeah. Expensive product for expensive stuff. But they really make a difference, you know, when it comes to speed of painting everything. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm still suffering from the rest of that flu. And I really want to finish this video and post it today because that's what I promised to myself. But every Wednesday, you know, depression, problems, whatever, I'm still gonna be posting videos. Yeah? Because otherwise, you know, I'm gonna find whatever excuse to don't do it. Yeah, and I'm telling you that, and I know myself the best. Do I actually have any yellow color on top in here? Because I prepared everything else beside the yellow that I'm gonna need for the barrel. Yeah? And we're gonna need some color for the hose in here. So for the hose, we're probably just gonna use a blue red. And yellow. Come on, I need one yellow. I have so many yellows and I cannot find a single one right now. That's what I get for lack of preparation. Actually, I have a different idea. I didn't actually try that color yet, Talos Bronze. Yeah, so we're gonna use that for the wire. Yeah, so it's gonna look like it is a bronze wire, and of course we're gonna use the blue red for the. We're gonna use the blue red for the barrel, and we're gonna use this for the Talon bronze. We're gonna use for the wires. That fixed my problem with different colors. Yes, and I don't need yellow anymore. There we go. I know it's a bad excuse, but yeah, I couldn't find it, so yeah. And let's just clean up what I messed up with the purple alchemy. I think that I'm pretty much done. Okay, now red for the red barrel. Yeah? Oh wow, I love this color. Yeah, and I'm actually working right now as well on my Marineberg Captain. Yeah, so this is gonna be for my next entry to the Project Mordheim. We're gonna be starting my first warband, and that warband gonna be Marineberg Mercenaries, and the main colors are actually red, blue, yellow, and black and white. So they are like 5 colors. The original ones used to be actually green, surprisingly, but the newer the newer paint jobs for Marineberg actually make them the red and blue and yellow color, so I'm just gonna follow that. Okay, we are almost done. We only need like 2 more colors. So this Talon bronze for our pipes. Talos, not Talon. Yeah, and then we're gonna get the blue paint for the windows, and we're gonna be done. Now, this requires a little bit of focus, so I'm gonna try to not screw it up. Sorry. Actually, these metallics are surprisingly good, because usually metallics are not that great of a paints. Well, for the wargaming, yeah. But this is a very nice working paint. If you don't spread it over the places that you don't supposed to spread it, of course, because you are a clumsy painter. Yeah, but you can see how nicely it actually covers. Okay. Well, of course I have to bleed the red onto the car, because why not? Alright. And we're just gonna clean it in here, because that's my palette for now. And our blue color for the windows. Wow, it's gonna have flakes of metallics in it. That's okay, it doesn't bother me all that much, especially when we have the grand total of 1 window to paint. Sorry, I have it outside of the screen, but I was trying to concentrate, and of course I mess it up. I was just thinking if I could maybe just, because it is still wet, maybe I can wet blend this with the blue. It's not much of a wet blending, but I want to make it a little bit different color. And the same about this part. Yeah, just little accents. And maybe the front lights. The blue would work for the lights. Yeah, well, sorry. I noticed that I completely lost focus there. But yeah, this is pretty much done. I'm not going to be doing any weathering on it. I was thinking about, doing this edge weathering, but that's going to take ages to do, and I don't have time for it. So I'm going to throw it on the spin table, and we're going to see. Maybe we're going to do another episode on just weathering this car. So here we are. Ronald, double decker is done. I like this build, and it's gonna symbolize a little bit more to me than any other car that I actually built. Yeah, it's a sad story, but a very nice looking car. I'm hoping it's gonna look even better after all of the paint is fully dried. But yeah, if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends and family and whoever else want to watch it. And hopefully we're gonna do another one, just doing a little bit of weathering on it, because I think that this entire build requires a little bit more love. Yeah, but I want to have a great day and take care. Bye.